Yeah.
For many, Halo revolutionised how we play first-person shooters. Every FPS that graced the consoles prior to Halo felt unnatural and inferior in comparison to its PC cousin. When the original launched on the Xbox in 2001, developers saw that the genre could not only survive on consoles, but flourish. Jump forward 14 years and the market has been saturated by the modern day shooter. Call of Duty is now king, but Halo 5 attempts to take back its crown. Halo 5 develops on the already strong mechanics of the previous titles and creates a high-octane, adrenaline-fueled experience. Halo 5 unfortunately delivers a disappointing narrative, which is unusual for the Halo series. You may have seen commercials for Halo 5 depicting Master Chief, the series hero, as a traitor. The tagline is to hunt the truth, and all the promotional activity leading up to the release has supported this idea. The advertisement established a treason-themed story which I was genuinely excited to uncover. I'm sad to say that all of these ideas are non-existent within Halo 5. Master Chief never commits mass murder, and no one assumes that he has. You are aware of the surrounding events all the time in Halo 5, and there is no conspiracy theory at all. I had high expectations for the story due to this advertising campaign, but in the end, it felt more like propaganda. I'm aware that commercials are there to sell copies of the game, but you expect there to be more credibility to what they are telling you. These issues aside, the story is still disappointing by the Halo standards. First-person shooters seem to be following a trend of omitting campaigns, and Halo is one of the few remaining where the lore and story is still very much an integral part of the experience. In Halo 5, you will not just be playing as Master Chief. In fact, you'll play as Agent Locke for 80% of the time. Some may argue that Master Chief is not the most charismatic lead, but in my opinion, Locke is far worse. Throughout the story, he is simply told what to do and he never thinks for himself. He'll state his respect for Master Chief, but this never stops him attempting to arrest Chief for going AWOL. He is simply a lackey for the government, and as the player, you know that his mission is unjust. When you have the rare opportunity to play as Master Chief, it feels so much better. Even though they play identically, there's a feeling of coming home when you control the legendary Spartan. The events of the game are pretty unspectacular. Every threat you face has been seen before and you are treading familiar ground. There are no memorable set pieces with the exception of one level where you are running vertically down a giant guardian. This stage feels refreshing and imaginative, but it ends far too soon. Once the game is completed, you feel as though you haven't actually accomplished anything. Without spoiling the ending, you have no impact on the outcome, and the events would have occurred with or without your assistance, which makes the whole narrative feel inconsequential. The story is not terrible, but when compared to the previous Halo games, Halo 5 is inadequate. Now to what makes Halo 5 great. Halo has always been a joy to play with responsive controls and smart enemies. Halo 5 has taken these blueprints and improved on every aspect. Halo 5 has a dose of adrenaline injected into its core, and the whole experience has become faster and exhilarating. You now have dash abilities, which allow you to dodge out of the way of enemy fire. You can use this skill to perform a Spartan charge, which will propel you directly towards the foe, sending them soaring through the sky. You can then take this one step further by performing this whilst airborne, and you'll come crashing down, causing devastation within a small radius. It all feels natural, intuitive, and separates the Spartans from the grunts. All of these new abilities would be incompetent, however, if the level design didn't adapt too. Halo was always generous when it came to giving you open battlefields, but a new sense of verticality has been introduced in Halo 5. You can now reach vantage points to pick out enemies, and then, if you feel courageous, you can nosedive down onto the hapless foes. The weapon arsenal in Halo 5 is varied and creative. Be it human, Covenant or Promethean made, they all pack a punch. You will find these firearms littered everywhere, and I found myself regularly switching between them and altering my tactics. Combining all of these techniques on the field makes each battle feel epic and satisfying. The other big change in Halo 5 is the fact that you'll always have 3 companions assisting you. These can be human controlled or the AI will support you, however I use the term support very loosely. The AI counterparts can be more of a hindrance than a benefit at times. They can revive you if you are felled by an enemy, but they are terrible at finding cover. They will attempt to heal you while standing in plain sight of the enemy, and a domino effect begins as they fall one by one. Due to you having allies, there are more enemies than ever, and on the harder difficulties the single player campaign is near impossible. You do have the ability to direct their movements, but you cannot select individual locations. Instead they will all rush towards the marker. This is particularly frustrating during the boss battles where you need to flank, and this is hard to accomplish. You need friends to get the most out of Halo 5. The campaign with 3 friends is far more pleasant. There is no story matchmaking here, so you have to get some companions together, but it's worth it. The level design, mechanics and enemy AI are so impressive, you'll need to be creative and communicate with each other to reign supreme. Once you have completed the campaign, you can embark on the multiplayer, which is where Halo 5 shines. At launch you have 2 modes available, Arena and Warzone. New modes and maps will be released soon and it'll all be free. Arena includes your familiar game types such as Slayer and Capture the Flag. Each mode is very different and requires you to change your tactics. You will have played these modes before, but they are perfected here with balanced combat and tense action. All loadouts are identical and weapons can be picked up on the battlefield. Knowing the maps is essential if you want to triumph, as picking up a rocket launcher can drastically change your luck. As you play, you will level up as is the norm in modern shooters, but you also have a league system. If you keep winning matches, you'll be promoted and play against tougher opponents. If you lose, the reverse will happen. It is a great way to balance skill levels and motivates you to be the best. It is based on your win rate too, so you need to be a team player to improve your own ranking. If you are a player who plays Capture the Flag and focuses on your kill-death ratio, you'll find yourself descending into the lower leagues. As you level up and accomplish milestones, you'll unlock rec packs. These packs contain a range of items from character customization tools to experience boosts in game. You'll acquire rec points as you play, and these can be spent on new packs too. A gold pack will reward you with the rarest items, so you can find unique armor for your Spartan or even custom weapon skins. You'll also unlock one-time use cards, which can be redeemed in the wonderful Warzone mode. Warzone is a huge encounter which takes place on a gigantic map. There are 5 control points which your team needs to capture, however this is not simply a bigger version of Arena. You will have other events taking place too. AI enemies will appear on the map and you'll need to take them out. Killing an AI boss will reward the team with a huge amount of points which all contributes towards the overall win. When you play Warzone, you can contribute in a number of ways. You can take bases, defend yours, or eliminate legendary villains. In Warzone, you feel that your individual contribution matters. When the match begins, everyone starts at level 1 with an assault rifle and a pistol. As you perform in the fight, you will level up, which allows you to equip higher level weapons. You can also use your rec cards here. They are one-time uses but can severely change the tide of the battle. You could equip a needler or a laser rifle for 1 life, or you could introduce a vehicle into the fray. The whole battle escalates at a steady rate, and by the end of the match, when everyone is at a higher level, you can bring in the toughest equipment such as tanks and wraiths. These battles can last for a long time and they are great fun. Everyone is rewarded with huge amounts of experience afterwards, and winning a long battle feels exhilarating and rewarding. Halo 5 is the reason to own an Xbox One this year. Running at a solid 60 frames per second, the whole game is fluid, and at times it can be one of the most gorgeous games I've seen. Combat feels solid and multiplayer is fast paced, competitive and satisfying. Unfortunately, the story is a low point for the series. This is in part because of the high expectations established prior to the game's release, but also because the previous Halo entries have had engaging narratives. Do not let the disappointing story keep you away from Halo 5 though, as the online component is not to be missed. With the promise of more modes and maps for free, this is why you'll be playing Halo 5 in the months to come. I give Halo 5 4 stars out of 5.